I remember the time when I ain't had shit. It was a time I was down bad on my ass, bitch. Now you see me stunned with this cash, bitch. Getting money. When I was younger, I ain't have it. This a true story, true story.
Oh shit! Isn't that what Dashy says? In his Mario Kart games. Shouts out to anybody that remembers when I did the reaction to the other Chuck E. Cheese jump back in the day to Mr. Nightmare jump when I was living in North Carolina. Cause that shit, man, I remember that, and I had Peanut. That's my cuddle buddy. I'm getting a low yeah right now. Whew. But you got your snacks. Right. You got your Adidas on deck. And I don't know why the owner of these two cats are playing right now, but these two bitches should have been home already. She's playing with me because she keep playing. These two sons of, they're gonna end up messing. You keep messing around with me. They should have been home yesterday. But unfortunately, she talking about she had to unpack. Get what? No. No. That doesn't even make sense. I'm not keeping these cats. Like, I promise you I'm not. Like, that's dead. If she don't get them this week, I'm not held responsible to what most definitely might happen to him. Just saying. But I'm ready. I'm ready for round 2. Oh shit, here we go again. Hold on. Let me get ready so I don't make no unnecessary noise during the reaction. Lucy, you fucking... I hate those people that in a movie theater, when movie theaters were open, y'all remember that? Like back in the day? Like way back in the day, like, you know what I mean? Like a couple years ago when movie theaters were like a thing. Not so much now, but... Yeah. God damn. But I hate the people when I'm in a movie theater and the movie would just be starting. I don't care about the previews. You can make all the noise and stuff you want during the trailers and the previews. There go Lucy again. But during the movie, the actual movie, shut up. I don't want to hear nothing. I gotta do a little taste test. Let me do a little taste test. Ooh, I like that. Let me do a little taste test. Oh, whoa. Yeah. Every single time. Sup? Though. Oh, okay. Here we go. Right.
Remember Chuck E. Cheese? That old arcade with the singing animatronics?
Yeah.
Of course you do. I just found out they went bankrupt recently.
Wow.
It made me think back to my horrible experience there as a very little kid.
Yeah. I can see why they went bankrupt. It's not because of the COVID. It's not because of that. It's because everybody and their mama knew that Chuck E. Cheese and his accomplices is right, and his alibis is knew that they were clucked. Chuck E. Cheese is clucked. Like he has a cluck gene. Like, what you mean? And he clucked his junks. His what you call them people? The little, like his little friends, like Mook Mook Buckbang and all them, like Lil Cece and all them, like he clucked all of them. So because he had the cluck gene, he gave the cluck gene to the rest of his peoples. Mook Mook Buckbang, Cece and all them, Lil Reeve. That's crazy. But I don't know why it took them people so long to realize that Chuck E. Cheese is cluck, is a cluck thing, it's a cluck place, he's a cluck rat. He's a big ass rat. Like, it took people so long to realize that Chuck E. Cheese is clucked. That's why they were in bankrupt. They wasn't getting no business.
I was no older than 8 or 9. It was like my third and last time ever at a Chuck E. Cheese.
Right.
This specific location closed down years ago, but it used to be basically down the street from our old house. My mom took my little brother and I, and she let us roam free and do our own thing and play the games, while she sat at one of the tables reading like most of the other parents.
Sus.
I was playing this clown game where you had to shoot the clown's teeth out with this little cannonball shooter.
Right.
I was playing the games that would get me the most tickets for the prizes. I finished the game again, and the tickets shot out from the ticket slot. That's when I felt a tap on my shoulder. I turned and jumped in my seat. I was greeted with a giant Chuck E. Cheese mascot in my face. He held out his hand for a...
Man, if I was a kid, and Chucky tapped me on the shoulder, I would have been like, damn, bro! Damn, back up! Back the hell up! Jesus! God damn! You're a big ass rat. And I'm a little ass kid. That don't look right. Your dick is the size of my What? Your dick is the size of the lower half of my body. That's not a good look. It's not. Back the hell up. I am hot.
And naturally I gave him this high five with a smile. He then pointed at the tickets and gave me a thumbs up. I think I just continued laughing and smiling and said, yeah. Then he pointed at the tickets once more and motioned for me to follow him. So I ripped the tickets from the slot and followed the giant mascot.
Wow.
As we walked across the main floor, a couple other kids around like 6 came up to him saying, hey, Chuck.
Hey, for real. Hey, Lucy. Hey, mother. You fucking... I'm sorry if that was anybody like listening that has headphones in or anything like that. I'm sorry. It's just she was messing with my cord. My cord is connected to my phone, which is connected to my laptop. And my phone is on a tripod and is mounted on a smaller tripod, like a little handheld jump. So my phone is on that. If Lucy were to keep playing with the cord, my whole shit would have been clucked up. I don't got time for that. Not for no Mr. Nightmare video. I need everything to be, you know what I mean? Just right. Because almost.
I kept following him, wondering if he'd tell the other kids to follow, but he didn't. He would turn back every few seconds to make sure I was still following. Finally, we made it across the main floor by the stage towards this back area, where he waved me to follow him through this employees-only door.
Oh my God.
From what I remember about how I was feeling, let's just say a combination of weird and excited. We entered this narrow hallway, and I felt kind of special for being allowed access back here.
Yeah, you want special kid.
I had the mind and maturity of a very young child. The mascot led me to this back room, where he motioned for me to enter first. So I did. It was this small changing room type of room. It had a few lockers on one wall and one long bench extending half the length of the room. hadn't.
So my question is, I forgot who is watching you, and like I don't know if it's your parent or like a chaperone or something, but whoever is watching you is cheeks. It's hella cheeks right now, right? Excuse me. Wow. Excuse me, Jesus. Right, so they're cheeks. But forget that. What about everybody else that's just there to have fun in a club place? Why aren't any of the other parents or kids or anybody else there noticing this big ass rat and this little ass kid going to like employees only? Nobody else notices that? I would say the co-workers probably noticed that, but I mean, come on. Chuck E. Cheese employees, they're sus hoots.
He entered the room and shut the door behind us, and I noticed he locked it. That's when I became confused and afraid.
Oh yeah?
I thought he was taking me to get a bunch of free tickets. What could he possibly do in this empty room with me?
Oh.
He approached me, put his furry mascot hand on my shoulder, and then started rubbing from my shoulder to my arm. Then he seemed as though he tried to reach lower with both of his hands.
Oh my God.
And I pushed him off and yelled, "Stop."
Oh.
That's when the person in the suit lifted the mask off his head, revealing some sweaty, middle-aged man underneath.
Oh my God.
He started to remove the rest of the costume from himself as he told me to be quiet. I sat there watching, shaking, and plotting my way for the door. When I thought he was distracted enough by the suit, I tried to run past him for the door, but he grabbed me and told me to stop. He offered me all the free tickets I wanted if I just behaved. I started to yell and pound on the door. He tried to cover my mouth, but I think he gave up when he realized it wasn't worth the risk for him. I unlocked the door and ran back down the hall in tears. I ran back to my mom, yelling at her about what just happened. She was distraught and went right to the front desk. The girl at the front desk seemed to be in a panic as well, and I think she called for her supervisor. Pretty soon, all the music was stopped, and the place was put into a lockdown of sorts, where all the kids were to go to their parents. A bunch of workers ran to the back section, and eventually police showed up outside. I had to give my whole story to a crowd of like 6 people, and I was extremely nervous. The man in the Chucky suit was some random creep who snuck into the back section of the building to dress in one of the suits and apparently lure children to the back. Realizing and looking back at that now as a grown adult is disturbing and disgusting, that I was the victim of a predator. I never found out if that monster was caught.
They left the back door unlocked on purpose. I don't give a fuck what you say.
I used to work for Chuck E. Cheese very briefly when I was 21 years old. I was one of the janitors / maintenance workers. I know, not very awe-inspiring. I was broke as hell and needed money. All my job really entailed was cleaning tables and keeping the play areas generally clean. Sounds easy, but there was never really a time to just sit and take a breath. There was always something to clean or take care of. I would also be in charge of turning on and off the animatronics, opening the stage curtains, fixing busted arcade machines, and things of that nature. My shifts would always be later, from like 4 to 10 p.m. My location closed at 8 on weekdays and 9 on weekends. I would stay an hour, sometimes 2 hours after, to get the place in top shape ready for the next day. So this one night, I was working past close like I usually did. Everyone had already left the building.
Man, I can just imagine. Like, Chuck E. Cheese. Like during a day when it's open, I can just imagine, like, Lucy is getting really close. Really, she about to go my last nerve. Yeah, y'all better pray for Lucy. Hashtag pray for Lucy. But I can just imagine like Chuck E. Cheese like during the day. You done, Lucy? Jesus. Okay, Jesus. She keep interrupting me. Okay, so I can just imagine like during the day, Chuck E. Cheese, you feel all the vibes. Mostly bad vibes. You feel the bad vibes. You feel the club vibes. Right. You sense the red flags. Right. But then at night, when you close, like at night, like after hours, can you imagine how it's, no, God damn it, Lucy. Thank you for getting out of my arm's reach. But excuse me. She's gonna have to go. I'm sorry. Like the other cat I can deal with because she 99% of the time she just lays there. Excuse me. But like I can just like I can't even imagine how it's like after hours when Chuck E. Cheese is closed.
Including the other workers, so I was the last one in the building. I was dragging my cleaning cart around the arcade area. I had already turned off all the game machines. I was by that space-themed arcade machine where you had to press the button at the right moment to stop the light on the jackpot bulb. As I was passing by this machine, the space-themed music suddenly emits from the machine at a very loud volume, and all the lights start flashing again. I felt like my heart was in my throat. That's how much it startled me.
Now I gotta fix my blinds because like you can clearly see in here. Are we good now? Cause my phone just cut off. Stop playing. Stop playing. I'm hot, but stop playing. Come on. Stop playing. Oh, fuck, I lost mine. I'm just gonna run it back a little bit. Wait, hold on. Yeah. I lost my place, but I got you.
The space-themed music suddenly emits from the machine at a very loud volume, and all the lights start flashing again. I felt like my heart was in my throat. That's how much it startled me. I fiddled with my keys to access the control port of the machine to turn it off again. I'd never seen anything like that happen before. It suddenly just freaked me out. Only because I was all alone in that big building pretty late at night. The weirdness didn't stop there, though. By this point in the night, I had already shut down the animatronics on the stage, so when I heard Chucky's pre-recorded laugh break the silence of the room, my heart started pounding again.
Yeah, my heart too.
It was short and cut off. It almost sounded glitchy. I ditched my cleaning cart to go backstage and check on the animatronics, and I could see they were in their idle modes now, meaning they would move their limbs and heads around every so often.
Nah.
I would have to go to the control room to turn them off, but this was the second strange thing to happen that night. I started getting paranoid that someone else was in the building with me, but that thought was interrupted when I noticed that the Chucky animatronic was facing me, and its head angled down perfectly to look as though it was looking at me.
Yeah. Because you about to get some of that Chuck E. Cheese rat dick. You ready? Well, regardless of you ready or not, Chucky is coming for your ass. No condom necessary. I haven't said that in a minute. Definitely no condom necessary. Is not needed at this time. Right now, nope. You are so past, you know what I mean, like the cluck. You just, it's time for you to get penetrated now. It's time for you to get clucked hard. And judging by how Chucky's looking at you, he's gonna run that shit into you so hard that ticket's gonna come out your mouth. What?
It was bizarre. Bizarre that I was finding it that disturbing. I'm not crazy, but for my own peace of mind, with my eyes on the Chucky animatronic, I walked past it, closer to the control room. I waited there for a few seconds, and then the animatronic spun 90 degrees to face me once more.
Wow.
Perfectly. I swear it was once again looking right at me, and then the laughter emitted once again from the animatronic. But in a creepy, glitchy, cut-off manner. This time much louder, obviously because I was right next to it. I ran to the control room to hit the switch to turn everything off on the stage once more. I left the control room, and the Chucky animatronic was still facing the direction it was moments before. I left the stage through the curtain and just felt uneasy.
Oh, yeah?
I was starting to think maybe it was all just getting to my head.
No.
That's when I heard the horrible laugh again come from the stage behind the curtains.
Wow.
That was the last straw. I took my card, clocked out, and left. I texted my boss the next day that I had to leave early because I was feeling extremely sick.
Clocking
He said
out.
it wasn't a problem, but he never mentioned anything about the animatronics being left on.
He says who?
When I asked him if the animatronics had some kind of motion-detecting feature to look at people, he said no, they didn't. I'm not the most superstitious guy, but I firmly believe I wasn't the only presence in that building that night.
Yeah, no
I
shit.
mean, there was another person in there.
I bet you superstitious now. You're clucking. You cluck?
This is a story from my childhood that I don't like to look back on too much. I was 13.
Right.
My mom brought my two little sisters and I to Chuck E. Cheese one evening. My sisters are 4 and 6 years younger than me, so it was more for them. And my mom just wanted me to come along. My mom was playing games with my sisters, so I went to do my own thing. It was my only time ever at Chuck E. Cheese, so I was trying to play every game at least once. Eventually, a worker in a red polo shirt came up to me. He was in his lower to mid-20s, I'd say. He didn't seem that old. He asked me if I wanted some more tokens. I said, yeah, sure. He told me to follow him.
No, I'm good.
He led me through this sketchy back door, which led to a back exit. I asked him where he was leading me. He said to his truck. He told me not to tell anyone, but that he had access to all the tokens he wanted and just kept piles of them in his car.
Why do I in my head, this is kind of disgusting, but in my head, he was like in the trunk of his car, in the video, he was like something like, you have access to like all the tokens you want. Right here in the trunk of my car. But in my head, I was thinking, what if like he had like hella condoms? You know what I mean? Like different types, different brands, different sizes. You know what I mean? Like, here, little buddy, choose which condom. You have access to all the condoms you want right here. Which one you want me to use on you? Because he's clucked.
I stopped following when I realized he was leading me to his car. I told him my mom would be mad. He tried to push that I follow him a little more, but gave up. Before I walked back inside, he asked for my AIM username, and I gave it to him. I was excited for new friends on AIM.
Wow.
For those of you who don't know, AIM was an instant messenger that was all the rage before smartphones and texting really became a thing.
Really?
I don't remember his username. All I know, it was something with his name in it, which was Ben. I would sign on to AIM every single night, including that night after Chuck E. Cheese.
Wow.
I signed in, and I had a few friends online. Next thing I knew, I got a message from Ben, so I added him to my buddy list. He said, "Hey, it's Ben from earlier." I replied, "What's up?" and we started chatting. He chatted with me as if we were good friends already. I asked him how he was able to get all the tokens he wanted, and he said it's easy when you work there. He told me he was going to come to my house that night with a bunch of tokens.
No, the hell you
I
not.
told him, no, it's okay. And he told me, no, it's fine. You live really close to me anyway.
Wow.
I replied, how do you know where I live? And he said he followed my mom's van on our way home.
No.
I blocked his account immediately. I was beyond scared. I told my friends about it on AIM. Some of them said I should tell my parents or call the police. But I waited. Maybe he was bluffing. But
Bluffing my ass. He gonna blow your ass. Really? So you told your friends about the cluckness instead of your clucking parents? Or unless deep down you really feel like you have cluck parents. So if that's the case, I can see why you didn't tell your parents. Well, I mean, your parents did take you to Chuck E. Cheese. So you do have a cluck parent. Okay, yeah, I see it. Y'all can see why you didn't tell your parents. All right.
he wasn't. I heard a truck pull up outside through my open window. I looked out the window and saw the black truck that Ben guy was leading me towards earlier. I saw him get out from the truck, and I know he spotted me because he started walking over to my window. I pulled the window in and locked it, and then shut the blind. By that point, he was already halfway to my window, and he was waving his arms at me. I ran to my mom to tell her. She didn't find it funny, thinking I was kidding at first, but I convinced her after she looked out the window and saw the black truck begin to speed down the road. My mom wanted me to show her the AIM conversation, but I couldn't, as I had deleted him off my buddy list and blocked him. My parents called the police, of course, but that was just for peace of mind. They couldn't do anything besides make a report. The next day, my mom called the Chuck E. Cheese and asked about a Ben. They said they had no Bens who worked there. There were also no employees matching that guy's description.
Wow.
The Chuck E. Cheese eventually handed the CCTV footage from the day before to the police department for an investigation, which turned up no results. My family never went to a Chuck E. Cheese ever again.
Wow. I don't know why you did it in the first place. I hate that mother clucker right there with a big ass mustache. That it looks like he literally looks like a cluck version of Mario. That mother clucker looked like he looking for kids. Wow. Okay, on some real stuff right now. I know it's probably like a select few out there that did like Chuck E. Cheese, like when it was open. But it's not open no more. I don't think. Considering what he said, like they're bankrupt. So, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Praise God. Yeah. That's just one less cluck we gotta worry about. I mean, there's a whole lot more cluck places and cluck people and cluck things out there on this planet, but that's just one less thing we gotta worry about. What I'm saying. You know what I mean? What's the name? Chuck E. Cheese going bankrupt saved a lot of kids. A lot of kids. But I'm so sorry for anybody that has ever worked at a Chuck E. Cheese, because I can just imagine what it was, what it was really like working there. And I know Sean Dawson, I think that's his name, did something on Chuck E. Cheese, right? It was a conspiracy theory or something like that. Something about the pizza. I don't know. It's kind of a blur. But God damn, bro. Oh my God. I'm so glad. So when a company goes bankrupt, can they come back? Or like once they go bankrupt, like that's it. Like it's wraps. I don't really know how that part works. Cause like, what if they come back? What if Chuck E. Cheese come back and they rename it to like, what's their club name? Actually, I can't really think of none right now. But Chuck E. Cheese. Why even name that? Why even have that name? Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, but it was just a matter of time before Chuck E. Cheese just shut down. Like, cause who really still goes to Chuck? Like, before they even went bankrupt, like who was really, or Chuck E. Cheese even popping like that? I would think not, because it's like, you got a big ass rat and a little ass kid. It don't look right. It don't. But yeah, my condolences to anybody that has ever worked at Chuck E. Cheese, because I can just only imagine what I really went through. And my condolences again to anybody that went to Chuck E. Cheese before they went bankrupt. Again, I can only imagine what you all really went through. But now that Chuck E. Cheese is bankrupt, what's the next thing we got to worry about? That's the real question. Cause it's like, I know you got all these like big ass like animals and costumes and stuff. You got all of that. You got all these big costumes and people in them and stuff like that. So, and what I think comes next that has stuff like that is Six Flags. Would Six Flags be a club place? The reason I say this is because Six Flags also got you know what I mean? Like, they also got mascots, and they also got the fucking, it's really late right now. They got big ass costumes. They got people in the costumes. So I don't know. Like, I feel like Six Flags is clucked because they got that. You don't know who's behind that in the costume, behind the mask. It can be a pedophile. It can be a killer. It can be, you know what I mean? You don't know. You don't know who's in that costume. It'd be dope if Mr. Nightmare did a little video on Six Flags. That'd be sweet. I don't think he ever did that before. I'm trying to think. I can't really think of it off the top of my head, but I don't know if he did a horror story on Six Flags. Wow, you literally just failed just like that. But yeah, this is one hell of a good video, though. Jesus. Keep it cool, keep it classy, and I love you. Stay happy, my family.